Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ayanda Being, but I do go by the name of Ayanda Being on social media. I just want to thank everyone who watched the first video of 2025. I saw the comments. I did ask you guys to share a verse that you'd like for me to open this video with. So the first person who shared a verse was someone who shared Isaiah 61 verse 1. So I'm going to read that for us today. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to comfort the brokenhearted and to proclaim that captives will be released and prisoners will be freed. That is the verse of the video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 3 words that I promised you last year, that I have 3 words for this year. So the previous year, I only had 1 word. And then sometime around October last year, the words started coming and it was clear what I need to focus on. And then in December, I got my confirmation. So my 3 words for the year, I'm going to show you guys. So faith is coming back again. I'm assuming that there is a part of me that is not where it needs to be in terms of faith and in terms of believing in myself and trusting that God will do what he says he will do. So I'm just gonna break it down for you guys like very briefly, and then yeah, that will be the video. So in terms of faith, so when you look at Hebrews 11 verse 1, it says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Another version will say that faith is confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. I believe that we all believe. I believe that we all believe in something. We all believe that we are capable. We all believe that the things we desire will come to pass. I think the reason why it's coming back again is because I've seen what God has done, but now I need to believe that he can do more. So I need to use what he has done as my foundation, and he will do what he says he will do. So I decided to let me share this with you guys, so that if you are struggling with your faith, and struggling with faith doesn't necessarily mean that you don't believe God or whatever. It just means that you ask for things, you pray for things, sometimes you even work for things, but there's a part of you that doesn't think that you will achieve it. There's a part of you that doesn't think that what you are doing will actually succeed. So I just want to tell you something that I learned throughout the 2 comrades marathons that I did. If you don't see it in your head, like if you don't have a visual picture of the thing that you are doing or the thing that you are hoping for, I don't think it will happen. I'm saying that because I've seen with me, there are so many things that I've wanted and I've never seen them like visually in my head. I've never visualized them, and those things have never happened. And then there are things that I've wanted and I've seen them in my head, and those things have happened. So when we say faith, we're not just necessarily saying believing, but it's also seeing it in your head. Like let it all play out. You see, when it says the evidence of things not seen, you need to know exactly what will happen. So God says people without vision, they perish or whatever. You need to see your future in your head before it can actually materialize. So this word coming back again is basically, I guess, God saying to me that, Ayanda, use your mind, like visualize the things. Yes, pray for things, but also see how they look like visualize them. So that's basically the faith part of it. Faith is not just in the praying and saying, oh God, I want this, but it's also in that you being able to see the thing in your head even though it hasn't actually materialized. That's on faith. Let's move on to discipline. Discipline came up for this year. So discipline, when I was just reading up on it, it's basically obedience, it's basically order, it's self-control, where self-control is the fruit of the spirit, and discipline is basically doing what you say you will do. When we say discipline, people think it's being rigid and having rules so that you don't do things, but rules are there so that you don't forget who you are. Sometimes you need to set certain boundaries in place so that you don't go further than you are willing to, so that you don't get ahead of yourself. I noticed that discipline and self-control are actually fruits of the spirit, and if you are able to control yourself, if you are able to make promises to yourself and keep them, then things will be easy. If you do notice, we're not talking about goals, like things that you want to do, things that it's basically your approach to things. A huge part of it is basically God saying we need to fix the foundation in order to build. Like God can't build on someone who doesn't have discipline. God can't build on someone who's not consistent. God can't build on someone who has no faith. And I think I fall under that category in some of the things in my life. Like other things I really want to do them, but the reason why they haven't materialized is because I lacked the faith and I was not disciplined enough to carry on doing them. Some of you guys will remember I used to have a business called Synergize where I was helping small businesses with customer service. There was nothing wrong with that business, but I stopped. Literally, the discipline to post every day was not there. So that business failed, not because it was not a good idea. It's an amazing idea. The fact that to this day there's no one doing it the way that I wanted to do it means it is a solid idea. But my lack of discipline and my lack of faith that I can affected me, and as a result I just stopped. We need to train ourselves to do the things that are good for us. Discipline is knowing what is good for you and then doing it. Faith and discipline will definitely result in consistency, which is the third word that I have for this year. Consistency, the synonyms for it are like stability, unity, dependability, reliability. Consistency is consistent behavior that leads you towards your goal. I know someone may think that discipline and consistency are the same, but they are not the same, and I'll tell you why. Discipline is more within you. Discipline is more mental, it's more self-control, it's more willpower, whereas consistency is the action. So if you do not have discipline, you will not be consistent. And if you do not have faith, it will be hard for you to be disciplined. As a result, it will be hard for you to be consistent in the thing. What I'm trying to say is we need to have faith for the things that we are hoping for the things that we are praying for. And then we need to pray, or rather we need to have self-control so that we can be able to be consistent in the action that is required for us to get to the things that we are praying for. I made a note here that consistency and discipline birth success. I think it's a quote actually from one of the people who make quotes, but there's something like that. And I think that is true, because even if you have consistency, if you don't have the discipline, you can only go so far. But if you have discipline, that will be the energy that keeps you going even when you don't feel like it, because you have discipline, and discipline is within you. Then consistency is what we see. It's the actual physical thing that we see in the world. If you do have a word of the year, please put it down below. If you don't, you can adopt these words and try to put them in the little things that you are trying to achieve. You can lean on your discipline and faith to achieve consistency. That's basically all I wanted to share with you guys. I just wanted to be the person who, if I say that I'm going to do something, I do it. I did promise that I'm going to share my 3 words of the year, and this is me keeping that word. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I will see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.